Once upon a time, before Northside ISD was the fourth largest school district in Texas and a powerhouse in the education world, it was a rural community with a few schools, but no high school to call its own. But there were visionaries, pillars of character like Herbert G. Boldt, who were ready for building our lives and dreaming together. They would help lay the foundation to make Northside what it is today. This is the story of Herbert G. Boldt. He was born in 1919 to Richard and Katie Boldt in the same house where he grew up at the corner of Huebner and Fredericksburg Roads. The house was next to his father's blacksmith shop that would later become the iconic Lone Oak filling station and Boldt's garage.
When he was growing up, he being the only boy, he had a bike and he went everywhere he could go, and he loved playing baseball. He was always very competitive.
Herbert liked school and excelled at math and science. He attended the original Lock Hill School through the 8th grade. But for high school, he had to ride his bicycle 8 miles to get to the nearest high school, Edison, where he ran track. After graduation in 1936, because Herbert loved creating and fixing things with his hands, he learned auto mechanics from his uncle and the blacksmith trade from his father. About that time, his personal life was also flourishing.
He married Melba Miller, also from San Antonio. And they met at church. They grew up in the same church together, which happened to be a Lutheran church in town. Went through Sunday school together, and they got married in that church also.
They raised 3 children, Richard, Cheryl, and Robin.
What he taught us about living life and treating people, integrity, and honesty, it has stayed with us, and I think that's his biggest impact. He was known for his honesty and his really caring about people.
Together with his wife, the Boldts managed their family business and supported the community, their neighbors, and their schools.
He was a big backer of the consolidation effort that consolidated many elementary school districts into the Northside Independent School District. And the community, Herbert wanted their own high school. They didn't want a kid to run out of running room at the 8th grade, not be able to go to high school in Northside and have to go into Edison or Jefferson.
So when they pulled the rods, they would unscrew them.
Herbert Boldt spent countless hours working with students who wanted to learn about auto mechanics, but he also shared wise guidance and life skills with his younger students.
He could have been labeled a vocational teacher in our school system almost. I understand a lot of our young men went over and had the experience of being mechanics under him and learned the trade.
Indeed, Mr. Boldt was teaching about vocational trades long before it was offered in Northside schools. The same could be said about Mr. Boldt teaching about the pillars of character.
That's what Herbert G. Boldt was all about. He was talking about character traits way before Northside brought them to the district. He was teaching kids responsibility, trustworthiness, and the fact that so many kids came to him so that they could continue their education because he trusted them so much and he motivated them to want to go to school.
Mr. Boldt also supported district employees, as many of them were his customers.
Our car broke down on the side of the road, and some other parents came along and they gave us a lift into the game. And Jack called Herbert, and Herbert came up and towed the car into Seguin. And then he went back, but the next day he came up and towed it back to his garage and fixed it. And I don't know what we would have done. I had visions of sleeping on the side of the road that night.
While Mr. Boldt took his responsibilities seriously, he had an easygoing outlook on life and could often be seen relaxing in his favorite rocking chair. Herbert Boldt also enjoyed countless hours of playing dominoes and chess, even building a chess set made out of nuts, bolts, and screws. And he was an avid backer of the UT Longhorns football team.
He loved football, to watch football, and he and my mother had season tickets to Texas and Austin and went to games from the 60s through his death.
Congratulations on your retirement. You should take great pride in your many years of accomplishment. Sincerely and best wishes, Ronald Reagan, President of the White House.
Herbert G. Boldt died in 1985 at the age of 66. His legacy of serving community, placing great importance on education, and being the embodiment of the pillars of character will live on.
Welcome to Boldt.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
It's the start of the 2015-2016 school year, and Herbert G. Boldt Elementary School opened its doors.
Welcome to the first day of Boldt School.
It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. The children are excited about coming to their new home.
Boldt Elementary is located at 310 Holloman Parkway on the far northwest side of Bexar County. It's near Petranco Road and minutes from Castroville. Northside 75th Elementary School is home to the Red and White Mavericks. Many vibrant colors can be seen throughout the campus, starting at the entrance, where visitors are greeted in the security lobby. Guests show an ID to enter. Once inside, the library transforms into an adventurous reading area. There's even a large toy truck representing Mr. Boldt. And just down the hall, a display case gives students a glimpse of Mr. Boldt's life through family memorabilia.
He was a hard worker. If he'd been in school at that time, just like they are, he'd been working hard. And he'd been following the instructions of the teacher, and he'd go beyond what the teacher wanted. He was happy and friendly. And that's something that young people are always well served if they show happiness.
The happy sounds of children are heard throughout the large two-story school. It's a big building, but easy to move around as each wing has its own color. And if you lose your way, the tiles on the floor point you towards the entrance. The kindergarten and pre-kindergarten wing has its own access to a playground just for the little ones. And there's a separate entrance to the art patio where children can create their own masterpieces.
Mavericks are bold, are loyal and true.
The exploration of student talent is evident as third graders practice the new school song. A spacious gymnasium offers plenty of room to engage children in quick-thinking, physically fit games. The learning and the fun are endless at Boldt Elementary, but it's enough to make the students hungry. So they fuel up with nutritious meals in their beautiful cafeteria. And then it's back to learning. The spacious classrooms with cutting-edge technology is something Mr. Boldt's daughters believe their father would approve because he loved learning about technology.
He was always trying to learn. He would take courses to learn about certain aspects of new technology.
We're going to be separating them into zoomed-in seed ideas.
The classrooms are equipped with interactive technology that brings lessons to life by allowing students to move the images around. Students can also use the Google tools and brush up on their computer skills. In science, they engage fossil exploration and conduct research. It's all about new beginnings at Boldt Elementary as students, parents, teachers, and staff come together to form a new community called Boldt Elementary.
I am extremely proud to be the principal of Boldt Elementary because we've had an opportunity to turn a building into a home for our community, for our children, for our teachers. Have a good day, guys.
And that transitions perfectly into what Boldt truly stands for: building our lives and dreaming together.